Hello everyone, welcome back. It's James Felino here from Yati Yoga. Again, today's class will be going through some more yoga asanas just so that you can familiarize yourself with the different yoga poses once we begin our classes. So today what I'll be showing you will be some more poses, and then again there'll be some more in the next few videos as well. Okay, so for today, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go through to start off our warrior poses. Now, our warrior poses are done quite a bit in yoga, so let's just have a look at them. Now, our first warrior is our warrior one. When we're doing a warrior one, most of the time we come into the warrior one from a downward dog position. So as with our first video, if you remember, we were here with our downward dog. So heels towards the ground, toes turned in, pushing your bottom and legs back and downwards, creating a nice long straight spine. What happens from this position is right leg lifts up, the eyes look forward, and we bring that right leg to land in between our hands. If you can't get it there in the first instance, that's okay. If it only lands here, you can slowly, just gradually move it into that right position. Okay? From here, we lift our bodies up and we bring our arms straight up. So there's about a shoulder width apart. Your front knee is above your front ankle. You're trying to turn, this quad muscle is turned on. The back leg is not doing, it is still working. So you're pushing the heel down towards the ground to engage that rear calf. You're opening up through the left hip flexor and the right quadricep. And this is our warrior one position. Sometimes people may struggle at the start to hold this. So there's no reason why you can't do a low warrior one. And as you'll see in the next program, or in the next video, there's also a crescent lunge, which is similar to this, but it also involves a back bend. So that's our warrior one. Okay, so from our warrior one, we can move into a warrior two. So let's say we're in our warrior one position. Front quadricep is turned on, back heel is pushing towards the ground, our arms are up. From here, you inhale it up to release out of the warrior one. Your back foot turns inwards on the heel. So now you've got, if you were to look down, two heels in one line. This front knee is still bent. Your arms are still up. And now your chin is looking over your right shoulder towards your right fingertips. And this is our warrior two. Remembering that warrior one, we do it on both legs. Warrior two, we can do on both sides. With many of our asanas involves a left side and a right side of the movement. The third warrior that we're going to look at is our warrior three. Normally with our warrior three, it's a balancing warrior. So we come to the back of our mat. Our bodies are nice and tall, and we can come back and start in our mountain pose. We inhale, bring those arms up. Interlock those fingers, index finger out, thumbs are crossed over, elbows are locked. From here, we step forward with one of our legs, and you'll find that you'll feel a shift of your body weight from the back leg to the front leg, from the back leg to the front leg. Once you've shifted the body weight to that front leg, you start to come onto the toes of the back leg, lifting that back leg up, folding the body down to try and create the perfect letter T with our body. Breathe, breathe, and slowly release. Okay, we've got one more warrior to look at, and it's called our reverse warrior. Again, the way that we come into it usually is if we were into our warrior one position, we rotate into warrior two, and then from our warrior two, you can turn your front palm up, rotate both hands so that your front hand is now up towards the sky. Your back left hand is touching the back of your left leg. Try not to rest too much weight on it. Try and use your body strength to stretch your top arm up, your lower body down, to open through your reverse warrior. Again, remembering, and have a look at that knee. That knee has been the same in warrior 1, in warrior 2, and in warrior 3. Always keeping that quad engaged. Okay, so there are our warriors. We're going to look at our next one being our triangle pose. So for triangle pose, we come back into our warrior 1. We rotate it into warrior 2. Now, this is the change where the change happens through that knee. So we straighten that front knee. We lean our body as far forward as we can and rotate both arms for our triangle pose. Now, with our triangle pose, our bottom hand is not resting on our shin. It's touching your shin. We're using our body's strength. Our top hand is pulling us upwards. Our lower hand is pulling us downwards. Your head is turned to look over your left shoulder, up towards your left thumb. Triangle pose. You'll feel this maybe up through the obliques, maybe into the hamstring. Remembering we're all tight or have different parts of our bodies which will feel it more than others. Okay, so we're going to move now from a triangle pose into an extended side angle pose. So again, we start from our warrior 1, we come into our warrior 2. From warrior 2, side angle pose, we rotate both hands, you bend your front elbow and place your right elbow onto your right knee. Your left arm up to the sky, your head faces towards your left shoulder to look towards your left thumb. Remembering that your back leg is straight, there's no bend there, and there's this right angle bend in the front knee. Again, if you'd like to take this further, we go into an extended side angle pose where we release the right hand to the floor, right hand in front of the right foot, and we do our extended side angle pose. So a little bit more challenging, or for the ones that are a little bit more flexible. Inhale and bring your body up. Okay, we're going to keep moving on from our extended side angle. We're going to move into a camel pose. So camel pose is a pose to open up through your lower back. Again, depending on how tight our lower backs are and what kind of movement or stretching we've done previously, we may or may not be able to do this pose. So just be aware of that. We come up onto our knees, our tops of our feet are flat on the ground. We bring our hands behind to protect our spines. From here, you'll find that you can feel that you can move a little bit forward and a little bit back through your knees. So just see what kind of movement you've got. You may already find when you bring your body back to here that there's already a bit of pressure and you don't want to do too much more, and that's okay. If you find you've got more range, what we do is we come into this position, we release one hand down to one heel. If we still feel okay, we release the other hand down to the other heel. From here, we drop our head back. We inhale and push our body forward to really open up, maybe chest, shoulders, maybe quads and hip flexors. Again, wherever you are more sore. Protecting your spine on the way out. You bring one hand to support your spine, second hand to support your spine, and bring your body up the same way that you went down. That there is our camel pose. Okay, we're going to move on now, and we're going to look at this other one is called fish pose. We're lying on the floor. We bring our hands by our side. We bring our elbows back. And the goal is your lower body is on the floor from your hips down. Your elbows are holding your spine off the ground. You'll rotate your chest instead of rotating inwards. You're opening your shoulders, rotating out, and trying to bring your head or the top of your head to the floor behind you. Breathe. Fish pose. Again, slowly lift the head up. Slowly bring one hand second hand to bring your body out. We've got a couple more to do now. The next one is called hero pose. Can put a lot of pressure through your knees if your knees haven't been doing a lot of stretching previously. What we're trying to do, we're trying to bring our knees together. Our feet are a little bit wider so that we can fit our bottoms on the inside of our heels. The goal in this position over time is to allow our body to slowly drop down towards the earth so that our bottoms make contact with the ground. From this position, it can put a little bit of pressure through your knees here, can put a little bit of pressure through the bottoms of your foot, depending on the movement that's been there in the past or the non-movement that's been there in the past. So some of us may have to work a little bit harder to hold this position, or it might feel quite tight. If it does and you feel that you can't hold it for much longer, hands to the front, give it a bit of a shake out, and then you can come back into it. Remembering that the longer that we stay in a pose, the more that our bodies will adapt to that pose. There's a thing that we say, it's called time under tension. So the more time that we can spend under the tension, the more response our bodies will get. So a very good one to increase that range of movement and to reduce the injuries, but you have to take your time with it and build into this quite slowly. The last one that we're going to do for this video is going to be our pigeon pose. It's a great one to open up through your external hips. Again, to come into this, one of the best ways is to go back into our downward dog position. So we know that hands are on the ground, feet are on the ground, toes are slightly turned in, heels slightly turned out. We lift our right leg up. We bring our eyes to look between our hands and bring that right knee to land underneath the right wrist and turn that right foot inwards. From here, slide your left foot back to really open up through that. I'm opening up through my right outer hip. And we can stay in an upright pigeon. If your body's feeling strong and you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can bring your elbows to the ground and really bring your body down. The other option you have too is to extend your arms forward, palms on the ground, elbows down, forehead down, and again this will really intensify your pigeon. We try and stay here for a minimum of 5 breaths to really allow that hip, hamstring, glute to open up. And then again, slowly bring the arms up, walk the hands back, come back to your upright pigeon, and to come out of this, foot lifts up, knee lifts up on the left leg, create space under the body to get your right foot out, up, and then back down. And the same thing goes with the left leg. So left leg comes up, left knee comes underneath left wrist, rotate foot not outwards but inwards, slide the right leg back, and again come into your upright pigeon. Again, it's the opening now this time of our left hip, and bring that body down. And again, same thing to come out. So that's another 10 yoga asanas that we're going to be doing through our beginners program. There's a couple more videos showing some different yoga poses that I'd like you to watch before we start our yoga classes. Again, by all means, you can watch this class more than once to really try and help your understanding of the yoga. So when we begin, we're not only doing the yoga, but we're actually feeling the yoga. Thank you for watching. Until the next video, I'll see you soon.